Hey guys, it's Lane with Tim's Nation. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my DeathWatch army that I'm taking up against DJ's Grey Knights today. So I'm going to go through the list a little bit. I do briefly want to talk about the changes that came out in the balanced data slate. So a few little improvements for DeathWatch just make us a little bit more viable. I don't think it's amazing, but it definitely helps some. So first off, the change to doctrines was big. We needed that. I'm just going to read it here off the balanced data slate. Change the mission tactics, detachment, ability to read. Do not use the rules in Codex Space Marines to determine which combat doctrine is active for your army during each battle round. Instead, at the start of each battle round, select the Devastator Doctrine, Tactical Doctrine, or Assault Doctrine, and that doctrine is active for your army until the end of the next battle round, or until the end of the battle round. Basically, we get to pick which doctrine we're in whenever we want to be in it. Just choosing the command phase. It can be any one. There's no limit to the number of times we can be in a doctrine. This would have been great if Codex Warfare was still as strong as it was, but obviously the nerf to Codex Warfare changed things a little bit. I actually built this list to take advantage of Codex Warfare, although I don't think I'll be taking that secondary tonight because the Boar the Witch is just too good. But then the other improvement was the improvement to our secondary call order, where now you get some points for just killing any one of the units that's in the battlefield role that you've chosen. So it gives you a nice kind of reliable 9 points. You can get a lot more, of course, if you score by killing all of the models or all the units in that battlefield role. But it definitely gives you a more reliable option there. I don't think I'll be taking that one today either, but I'll definitely be using the doctrine abilities. So let me get into the army here. I'm going to take you through all the units, and then we'll go through of course, we're going to talk about the warlord traits and relics too, and kind of how I plan to use them. Okay, so today's DeathWatch army. We've got 3 HQs. We've got a Primaris Chaplain on bike. This guy is upgraded to the Master of Sanctity, and he has the Wise Order Warlord trait. So he knows 3 litanies, and they go off on 2s, and he can cast 2. We've got Canticle of Hate, Litany of Hate, and then Recitation of Focus. So that's the +2 charge to charges for aura. Then there's the reroll all hits aura, and then there is Recitation of Focus is just pick 1 unit that's within 6 inches and give it +1 to hit in the shooting phase. In addition to that, this Primaris Chaplain has the Beacon Angelus. This is the DeathWatch specific strat. It allows you to, once per game, after the character is moved, you can bring another unit that's either in reserves or in deep strike or anywhere on the table and bring them to within 6 inches of the character and more than 9 inches from any enemies. This kind of allows you to first turn deep strike a unit or move a unit into position, either a unit that's going to be able to fight or will be able to shoot. It's only for infantry and biker units, so I can't throw a dreadnought around with it, although that would be a lot of fun. Next, I've got a Primaris Lieutenant. He's got the Volkite pistol, and he also has the Storm Shield. I'm giving him the Relic Shield that gives all core units within 6 inches a 5-up invuln. This is going to be, it's going to make my Redemptors that we're going to talk about in a minute here. It's going to make them a little more durable because he's going to be escorting them around the table, giving them that invuln to make them a little more durable. Next, we've got the Primaris Tech Marine. Just basic Primaris Tech Marine, but he does have the Relic Tome of Ectoclades. This is something I can pop once per game in the command phase. I choose a data sheet in my opponent's army, and all core units within 6 inches of the character can reroll all wounds against that data sheet for the entire battle round. Might be handy, especially when I'm going into some big Terminator bricks, might be handy to reroll all wounds against them. Next, we've got our troop choices. We have 1 Proteus kill team. These are the Firstborn Marines. This unit has 4 of the Infernus Heavy Bolters. So the Infernus Heavy Bolter is a combi Heavy Bolter Heavy Flamer. So basically this 5-man squad has got 4 Heavy Flamers and 4 Heavy Bolters. And then our Sergeant just has a Chainsword and a Storm Bolter. Other troop choices, I have 2 Fortis kill teams. The Fortis kill team starts with a base of 5 regular Intercessors, but then adds 5 other models. The ones I've added to both of these units, because the 2 of them are identical, are Outriders. So we've got 5 Intercessors and 5 Outriders combined together in one big squad. This means that while there's at least 1 infantry model in the squad, the bikes can actually pass through walls. They don't have the biker keyword, so they can do actions. They can pass through walls unless a combat squad in the way, or unless all the infantry models die in that squad. Also makes them OBSEC too, so that could come into play here as well. Next, our elites. We have 3 Redemptors. I am back to the Gatling cannons on these. So we have all 3 of them are equipped the same way. They have the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, the regular onslaught Gatling cannon. They've got storm bolters, and of course they've got the missile pod on top. And then next we've got the Leviathan Dreadnought. I haven't had my Leviathan on the table for a while, so this guy's got 2 storm cannons. Didn't have the points for any of the extra 100 killer missiles, but his 2 storm cannons are going to put out a lot of shots. 16 shots, strength 7, AP 1, 2 damage. And finally, we've got 1 heavy support. We got a 6-man Eradicator squad with 2 multi-meltas in the squad. So the idea with this list was that I would be able to take Codex Warfare because I have things that are heavy weapons can do a lot of damage. I have tactical or assault weapons. That would be the Eradicators. The regular meltas are assault weapons. And of course, the bike squads, the Outriders, they've got bolters, and they have combi or twin link bolters, and they always get to fire at rapid fire range. So they actually put out a lot of shots. Then as far as the assault phase or assault doctrine, obviously the Outriders put out a ton of attacks, and then the Redemptors, of course, with their power fist, they can put out a lot of damage as well. So even though I won't be taking Codex Warfare today, that's kind of how I built this list, so it could go into any of the 3 doctrines. All right, guys, so my secondaries for today, going into DJ's Grey Knights, I'm going to take Abhor the Witch. Now, they have moved Abhor the Witch into a different category. Let me grab this real quick. Make sure I say the right thing here. So they moved Abhor the Witch into Purge the Enemy. That means it's in the same category as Assassinate and Bring It Down. It's also in the same category as DeathWatch's Cull Order and Space Marines Codex Warfare. I think Abhor the Witch is going to be the better choice today, so I'm going to take that one. But that's why you don't see me taking those other secondaries like Codex Warfare, which is pretty good. Then I'm also going to take No Prisoners. DJ did a count. He gives up, I think he said 128 wounds of Grey Knights, so that can mean I could, if I table them, I can cap out at 14 points there. So I think that's a good option because I don't have to do that per phase. Like if I go really hard in 1 or 2 turns, I can score well there. And then third, I'm just going to do Raise the Banners. I don't really have another awesome option, but I think Raise the Banners will be solid, especially because those Outrider bike squads can move fast turn 1 and get out there and put up the banners, being that they will not be counting as bikers because they're part of a kill team. So that's what I've got for today. Look forward to seeing you guys over at the Battle Report. All right, have a good one.